Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Make sure to check out our sponsor, Cell Phone Buyers Recyclers. They want to buy your cell phone, old, broken, or you're just trying to get rid of it. You can contact them right at the number on the screen, text or call. Also, their social media and website is in the description if that's more convenient. If you share their social media accounts on social media, get a chance to win an iPhone. Go check them out. All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Danny Garcia did an interview with Ak and Barack. Hopefully I said that name right on DAZN. It was a really good interview. He talked about how Mikey Garcia and Shawn Porter exposed flaws in Errol Spence's game. Talked a little bit about when the fight may fall, may not necessarily be September. And he also basically sent a disclaimer to Errol Spence and basically said, don't get in the ring if you ain't healthy, and he ain't going to have no mercy on him. So let's get into it. So Errol Spence, we all know, had a car accident and all that type of stuff. And Danny Garcia was asked, basically, what about the fans, taking away from your victory, saying that Errol just came off a car accident. He says that if Errol's not healthy, don't get in the ring. And he said the same thing about Pacquiao. If you old, don't get in the ring. He said, I don't care. He said, I don't care about that. Basically, he's saying, and don't get in there. He's sending a warning to him. So Danny ain't concerned about people taking away from victory. And he right. It ain't like this wasn't no self-inflicted wound from Errol Spence. Errol Spence did this to himself. All right. And Errol Spence doing it against to himself again. He said that his mom and dad and some of his family told him he shouldn't jump right back in the ring like this right away. And it just shows you. Errol Spence is his own man, and I can respect that. They told him he should take some time off. He ain't taking no time off. He think he young. He think he invincible. He had no broken bones, but apparently some teeth fell out his mouth. So Danny Garcia smelled blood in the water. And a lot of people you know how the internet is. If Danny Garcia go in there and fuck Errol Spence up, and like Errol Spence wasn't 100% ready, even if Errol Spence look 100% ready, and Danny Garcia somehow elevate his game, people still gonna use the car accident. So Danny, he right to get that out of his brain, to get that out of his mind, because you know how fans are. No matter how you slice the cake, they gonna try to make excuses for somebody they like. It's no objectivity amongst boxing fans. Can't nobody keep it 100. Either he was juicing, or his gloves, or Errol wasn't 100%. So, but Danny said he seen flaws in Errol Spence from the Mikey and Shawn Porter fight, and that's why it sounds like Danny Garcia wants to hop in the ring with him, because Errol was calling him out for a couple years. He retired and didn't want to fight Shawn, and then Errol was calling him out too. Now, him and Errol was in the hotel room chopping it up. Danny Garcia did an interview with Fight Hub. And he was, he knocked on the door to say what's up to, I think he said Danny or Errol. And the other one was in the room. They was chopping it up. He was saying, basically that these fighters are closer than what you know. It's basically seemed like PBC is scripted like WWE. They got writers, to know when and where these fights are going to happen. So it's not necessarily somebody ducking somebody. It's just about the PBC when the powers that be over there want to make these fights happen. Now it just seemed like Danny is being an opportunist, not because of the car accident, because he hopped in the ring and pulled Spence whole card after he beat Shawn Porter. Now, he didn't really get into detail what he seen with Mikey Garcia, but he got into detail with Shawn. He said he felt Shawn was an easy fight for him. Shawn just threw more, and that's why he won. I just thought Shawn's speed and the way Shawn was changing it up from, using his outside, a game, and then mixing it up to the inside. And I think his agility and speed and him being on the balls, his toes, gave Danny Garcia a lot of problems. But he said the fight with Shawn was easy for me. He said Errol Spence struggled with Shawn Porter. And he said, the way he struggled, he just don't see him being that good. But when I tell you guys you want to be the first person at the buffet, a lot of dudes don't want to do that no more. A lot of dudes want to wait till you see flaws in your game to see how to beat you. And every young hotshot prospect and young champion go through that almost. Where they look invincible, but they really ain't fought nobody. And then when they step up in opposition, that kind of shows you where the separation is. And that kind of happened with Errol Spence, hot shot guy. When he stepped up and fought Mikey, he didn't seem as invincible no more. Sean showed that he could be beat. And there were some flaws there with his lifestyle and cutting weight. So now Danny Garcia coming here to capitalize on that. And Danny Garcia is probably getting Errol Spence at the perfect time. Coming off a car accident, right? He got another baby on the way. And he just came off his toughest performance. And he drained. On top of all of that, on top of the car accident, you got all that. So, and Danny been training. People talking about, Errol Spence been training. He ain't got to come all the way down in weight. Danny Garcia been sparring before the pandemic. He been getting it in with big southpaws. He been in the gym working on him. He confident. He know this is final stance. He said he could retire today. He didn't say he didn't want to kind of jinx himself. He said he could retire today and be good. He said he was mentally and physically exhausted, more mentally exhausted from boxing. He had to take some time off. Basically that year he missed. He said I was exhausted. So we'll see. He got a new strength and conditioning coach. They're doing some things different. He getting massages. But like I said before, if he don't capitalize off of this opportunity, he need to hang it up. I'm telling you this. He talked about going to 54 and competing up there after he beat Errol Spence. If he beat Errol Spence, he want to move up. He not looking for rematches. He not looking for Thurman Porter. He not looking for those guys. He want to move up in weight. So it must be really, really hard. He said he can make the weight, but sometimes you tired of sacrificing. You tired of not eating. That's why you see a lot of fighters retire and they blow up. Mike Tyson, Prince Nazim, you know what I'm saying? Because they dedicated they life to the sport and making weight. You just want to enjoy yourself. So like I said before, if Danny loses this fight, is he going to be a journeyman stepping stone? For dudes like Josh Kelly, Conor Benn, and Jerron Ennis, and maybe Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor Ramirez come up, or he just going to hang him up. And I think he need to hang him up because if you can't defeat Errol Spence coming off a car accident that's drained, that ain't probably at his best, how you going to beat Jamel Charlo? How you going to beat Lubin? How you going to beat, Jason Rosario? You're not. You can't move down in weight. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, what are you worth to the rest of the champions? Nothing. Manny ain't going to want to fight you. So this is his last shot. He feeling confident about it. Can he do it? Absolutely. Danny style meshes well with Errol Spence. Styles make fights. I think Sean was a bad style for him. He said it was, easier fighting Sean. He just felt like Sean threw more, and that's why he won. And that could be the case. Sean Porter ain't a clean puncher, but when you move your hands, and Danny don't move his hands like that, and Danny slow, Danny might have landed the more cleaner, effective shots on a consistent basis. But Sean Porter was the aggressor, and he threw more. And he had Danny, flinching and going into the high guard a lot more. I was pulling for Danny to win that fight. Danny won that fight, then we more likely would have got Danny and Errol, when we got Sean and Porter. Porter and Errol. So, this Danny Garcia last shot. He seemed confident, seemed hungry, seemed to be working out. So we'll see what goes down. But he said he don't care about the car accident. He don't care what the fans take away from him. He said if you ain't healthy, don't get in that ring. And that's what it is. So this is his opportunity to get it in and get 2 belts. And he said he preferred Errol Spence over Pacquiao because of 2 belts. But it sounds like he want the Pacquiao fight for the financial reasons. And he said he doing it for legacy. We don't believe it. We just think he doing it for money. But, you know what I'm saying? He doing it because it financially makes sense. He doing it because Earl got 2 belts now. If he got to present it with Pacquiao, he'd take Pacquiao. He doing it for the money. It ain't no legacy involved. If it was legacy involved, you would have been entertained Sean Porter years ago. You'd have fought Errol Spence years ago. It's not about legacy for Danny. It's about it's about financials. It's about that check. He ain't gonna fool me. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to any of the social media links if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate is share the video. And don't forget to check out our welterweight playlist. You can check that interview out at DAZN. They just did it the other day. Appreciate the love, support. And let me know what you guys think about the video. And, y'all gonna make excuses if he do beat Errol Spence. This Errol Spence Maniacs. One time for the one time we gone.